All right, Mike, congratulations on a tremendous season and advancing to the WHL Championship Series. You surpassed 500 wins this season. You've come so close before, but you haven't been behind the bench for a championship clinching victory. What would it mean to you to earn that opportunity?
Well, it's a special time of the year. Anytime you go 4 rounds deep in the playoffs, and the series have been tough. The first series against Victoria was a real challenging series. They have a good young team, and then we went against Everett, one of our rivals in our division. And whenever Portland and Everett play, the tempo and the pace is really high. And I thought, other than their injuries, they're a very good team that pushed us hard. And then we went against Prince George, and our two teams. It was probably like Saskatoon and Moose Jaw. There wasn't a big difference between the two teams. You could cut it with a knife. It's a fine line between Prince George and us, and we were fortunate enough to win in overtime in Game 6 and then get into the finals. It's hard to get to the finals. It's not easy, as we know. And it was great for a couple of years there, but now we haven't been there for a few, and it's really exciting to be back.
You've been there before, your players haven't. What can you tell them about how the level of competition ramps up in this final round?
Well, I think they've seen it every round ramp up so far. And our guys, we have a pretty good group as far as veteran, poise, confidence. I really like the way our group's handled the season, and then I like how they've handled the playoffs. They've been, like I say, if we've had any adversity, they rebound the next day, they rebound the next shift. It's been one of those groups that they grab things in the room, they take charge of what's going on, and they know how we have to play to be successful as a team.
A lot of your core group has been here for their entire WHL careers. How have you seen them grow together over the years?
Well, it's special, I think, as a coach. For any coach in the Western League, when you see kids come in, like yesterday we had our draft, we're drafting 14-year-old players, and then you see them like Gabe Clausen and James Steffen, Jack O'Brien, are 3 20-year-olds that were with us since they were 14 years of age, coming to their first training camp. And it's nice to see them mature and develop, both on and off the ice. We're really proud of our guys, and we believe in a template where we like to keep our players if we can and really work with them and develop them. So it's exciting to see those guys get rewarded and have the success and win a conference championship like they did the other day. But I know they have their focus set on this series, on Moose Jaw, and on trying to win a WHL championship.
In terms of win-losses, the team really didn't face that much adversity until seeing Prince George in the Western Conference Championship. What lessons was it important for the team to take away from that?
Well, I think we take a lot of lessons throughout the season, and I always believe that you build on those. You take the lessons from the season, and those are the ones you're going to use when you hit playoff time. And hopefully you've had enough experiences, enough different adversity situations that you're ready for the playoffs. And I think our group is. Even though it didn't look like there was adversity in the playoffs, there were injuries, there were situations in games. I remember the Everett game, we're behind 3-0 in the game, and we have to come back. So we faced a lot of different scenarios throughout the year, and we built some resilience for those types of things, and now we're ready for it. I hope we're ready for anything to happen in this series.
You were the U.S. Division Executive of the Year for 2023-24, and one of the big moves was bringing in Nate Danielson. How has he been as advertised so far?
Well, usually every year we look at the trade deadline and see if there's a player around the league that we could add to our team to help our team out, and I think every GM does that. Our goal this year was to try and find a forward. We liked our group of defense, especially after adding Tyson Jugnoth prior to Christmas from the University of Wisconsin. And then when Danielson, we heard that he might be available. He was a guy we probably had 15 to 20 conversations with Brandon on him because he was a guy we really wanted. What has he meant to our group? Great leadership in the room, leadership on the ice, good two-way center. You see it out there. I just like his mature game and how he handles things both on and off the ice. He's a guy that I know will be a long-time pro and a real good pick by Detroit.
Moose Jaw took a tight win when they rolled through here in February. You saw a lot of Matthew Savoy when he was with the Wenatchee Wild earlier in the season. What makes them a dangerous group?
Well, I think they are a lot like Prince George. They have some high-end talent they're game breakers. I also think when we played them early in the year, the interesting thing was they were coming through the U.S. division. They had a little bit of a break in their schedule, so I think they were looking forward to our game. We were looking forward to the game against them. So it was a very well-played game. It was really close between the two teams, and I expect the series to be like that.
Were you looking at it as a potential final matchup at that point?
Well, we knew they were one of the top teams in the East, and it's no secret for the players too. They follow what's going on the other side as well, and we knew that they could be an opponent in the playoffs for us. But at that time, there was Saskatoon themselves with Current. There were some really good teams on that side. We weren't sure who was going to emerge.
What's your message to the guys ahead of Game 1?
Well, I'm sure there are nerves on home ice. I found in previous series we've been like that a little bit. Just to focus on the first 10 minutes, have a good first 10 minutes, have a good first shift is important. Then everything else is going to flow from there, and the series is going to go by quick. We'll make adjustments as we move along and be ready for the next one.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.